What is up? I'm Jared Welch. Aaron Halterman. This is Blinkers Off, and we got a special guest with us. We got Ricky P. What's up, buddy?
I was forced on, so I'm here.
Okay, well, we are here at the Travers. We're here at Saratoga, and we have been drinking all day. Just full disclaimer. We decided, we're going to do this podcast right after the Magic Mike show, get it done, and then we're going to go eat a lot of food. What?
I'm really confused. Did Ricky say he was forced on the show, and that's the only reason he's on?
Well, for backstory, there have been 3 live blinkers off while Aaron's been in Saratoga, and I was 0 for 2, and I felt a lot of pressure to come on here. I want to be 1 for 3, so 333. I feel like 1 for 3 is better than 0 for 3, so that's really why I'm here.
Thoughts?
Hey, you and Ricky have the beef right now, so I'm just gonna let you guys can take care of that.
It's gonna be a fight tonight.
Yeah, there is. I've encouraged it, everybody. I'm trying to encourage a fight.
It's gonna be a duel tonight.
A duel for I don't know what but yeah, these two have been at it all evening, and so
I'm angry with it.
I'm instigating everything, so I'm trying as hard as I can to get this fisticuffs to happen. So we'll see.
Hey, how did we get to this hotel?
We had an Uber.
Weird. And who's here now?
Ricky.
And who lives in New York?
Well, I live in New Jersey, but good try.
There you go. Mark says, good call, Aaron, on the Chad Brown trainer standings. He's been great.
Yeah, no, Mark, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, he just those horses that were finishing second and third to begin the meet have ran really well this week, and that's what it's about. You know, this guy had so many seconds. It's like, well, eventually these horses are going to come back and win. And yeah, remember, if a horse finishes second in a maiden, if a horse finishes second in an allowance, well, the winner graduates and they have to run in a tougher class, right?
Yeah.
Where the second place finisher comes back in the same class against the same type of horses. So that's kind of what's happened to Chad. Yeah, he's done really well this meet. Yeah. Or this week, I should say. Yeah.
Mano could be says this might be interesting. I agree. I'm hoping there was a fight during the show. We'll see.
He might get his face punched.
The joke's always been that Ricky and I are kind of enemies, but I'm telling you what, we've gotten along great this trip, and Halterman and him, I don't know what's going on.
There's fed up with him.
There's bad blood.
I'm fed up with him.
Well, I want to push back. What made us enemies?
Oh, that was a joke, right?
Your mouth has made us enemies.
Wow. Yeah.
There's only
honestly, before we got on air, Ricky was talking shit about his wife, and that's
true.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's a good way to make an enemy with me.
That's not.
I have a great wife.
I'm just. If anyone else notices, Aaron has something on that the other 2 of us don't, and I will be more than happy to share that at the end if no one gets it. It has to do with a bet that's also coming on later, and actually we'll see it next week probably. Once Robertino Diodoro doesn't win a race.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what to do with that. What's going on with...
Nobody knows what to do with that. Go ahead, Jared.
All right. Yeah, so it's Travers Week. Let's get to the racing. Travers Week, obviously, huge weekend. We've never been here for the Travers. We've been to Saratoga many, many times. We've been here for the Jim Dandy. We've been here for the Whitney. We've never been for the Travers. So this is... They call it the Midsummer Derby. We're here. This feels like the Midsummer Derby.
It's uncharted water.
It is uncharted water for us. And the card I would argue to say it's one of the best cards, non-Breeders' Cup, mind you. I was going to say it's one of the best non-Breeders' Cup cards I've ever seen.
I agree. Yeah, it got a lot of star power in the race.
It's
the races,
it's very
for
top
sure.
Heavy. That's
yeah, you have to get through the chalk and try to find some prices somewhere. That's the deal.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of the things, as we were doing the guide, the Travers Stakes guide that's available now, is we really
saw it through.
You have to press your opinions in this. I feel like in this card, because it is somewhat chalky. You can look for spots, but for the most part, you've got to press your opinions. And by what I mean by that is, if you think Gamion's going to win, she should. You got to press it. You got to play a $10 pick 3 or $20 pick 3 instead of $1 pick 3. That makes no sense. So you got to press your opinions. That's how you make money on cards like this. That's how we're going to approach this card, because it is chalky. It does feel chalky. The stars are out, really, other than Maxfield, Nick Sco. Who else? I mean, there's really not a lot missing.
No, there's really not.
Domestic spending, obviously,
we
ran last week, but really, there's not a lot missing from the star. I mean, it feels like everyone has shown up for this weekend, kind of as a. I mean, we have, even though the Travers isn't a Breeders' Cup winner in, we have 3 Breeders' Cup winner in races.
Yep,
and the Travers might as well be one for the Classic.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I have no idea why the Travers is not a Breeders' Cup winner you're in.
The Haskell is, the Travers isn't. I have no idea why. Big show. We're going to talk Travers. Obviously, we're going to talk some of the undercard races in rapid fire fashion. But before we get into that, can't wait to hear this. Best thing you saw today, and I'm going to start down the line. I want to start with Ricky.
Oh, the best thing I saw today,
besides Halterman, because I can tell you guys have
that's probably the worst thing I saw
Ricky,
today.
What have you seen today?
I actually saw, so this is cool. I don't think this is at any other track.
I can't wait.
It's something I've seen before, but I came in on exit 14. If you guys know Saratoga, you could watch horses literally cross the road. I think that's the coolest thing.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen it at ever any other track where they could actually cross the road and they stop traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I came in, I think the 7th or 8th or one of those, and there were horses leaving the track to go back to the barns. I thought that was actually the coolest thing I saw. I always think that's pretty cool that they're just amongst the people right off the track there. So that's what it is for me.
Yeah, it is cool because we were watching
Very
videos
cool.
of Essential Quality this morning when he goes to the track to train, and he obviously crosses the road there, and it's just crazy to think if you live here or if you're here and you're going out or whatever in the morning, you can stop in traffic. You're like, oh, there's Essential Quality. He's just driving, he's just walking across the street, and then there he's going to train. And so that's the kind of town it is that you can literally see a horse, maybe, possibly, probably future Travers winner just cross the street in front of you. So yeah, I agree. That's one of the cool things about this town. All right, Halterman.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm driving to work today. Say I'm a lawyer, say I'm an accountant, say I'm a bartender, and you see Essential Quality crossing the street. That's kind of cool, right? I mean, for me, it's just touching down here. We got here early, and it was great. In the hotel, our room was ready. That was awesome as well. We didn't have to carry around our luggage for a couple hours. So yeah, I was just being here. I mean, it's great seeing the Twin Bridges, and it was awesome. I'm so excited to be here.
It was crazy. Like we are prone to layovers and issues and delays, and especially if you're traveling to Albany, if you're going to big cities, like if you're going to NYC or something, it's one thing. But if you're going to Albany, or if you're going to different smaller cities where where race is going on, it's like you're kind of out of control of what can happen. And we were talking. We got on the flight. Our flight left around 7 a.m. local time, and we were here by lunch in Saratoga. Like that was like the easiest. It was a very small layover in Chicago. We're like that was like oddly, don't want to jinx it, but that was like oddly the easiest trip we've ever gotten to Saratoga.
We were at Druthers, and it was happy hour. I mean, it was great. We drank for nothing, basically.
That's the best thing I saw today is when I saw our bill, and I thought, God, this is going to be awful.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be really bad.
There was a lot of whiskey. And
a lot.
And he's like, oh, it was happy hour. I was like, fucking A, it was. And yeah, we saw the bill, and it was a little discount. And I was
That
like,
was good.
yeah, we're at Saratoga
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
Travers, and it's happy hour. So,
Happily sign that one.
yeah, I was like, whatever. It was, the best thing about some advice I'll give you guys,
Okay.
the young folks,
I'm listening.
go in with a
I'm not
higher
young.
expectation. Like I thought this bill is going to easily be $200,
Right.
and it wasn't. I
No,
was like,
it was
perfect.
not.
I'll sign it, no problem.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what it is after that. So you got to go in high expectations.
That's good advice for the young folks.
Yeah.
I agree.
When
The
you're,
young
when you're
folks.
budgeting, say
Not
hey,
the old folks,
high
the
end,
young folks.
high end.
Yeah.
If
Absolutely.
you can only afford to spend $2,000, maybe it's $2,500.
The only young folk in the room is not listening to a word
No,
we're saying.
no,
so.
I know exactly what's going on. I'm 25. I feel like that's enough.
Do you budget, Ricky?
No.
No. See, he's not listening.
Well,
That's
no,
okay.
I know what you're saying. The bill was a lot less because I said it was going to be $270 and it was way under. So I'm listening. It's just when I come to Saratoga, I don't expect to save money. Like that's not why I'm here. It's part of the deal that you're gonna have to spend a lot. It is what it is.
It's like with young kids these days. You got to learn how to budget. You got to learn how to balance a checkbook. Well,
balance a checkbook.
No one does
Do
that
you
anymore.
think he
You
knows
do.
how to
You
balance
know
it?
how to
I
do
know how to balance
Yeah.
a
So do
checkbook.
I.
Sure,
Credits and
I
debits.
balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Credits and
my
debits.
mother taught me.
So did my mother. She's an accountant.
Well,
Ricky's
well,
mother.
well.
Wow. Ricky's
Mm.
mother has
Mm.
entered the room. All right, let's do
That's
this.
interesting,
Let's
folks.
Yeah, she entered. There she is. Hi, Mom.
Let's do this show, please.
She entered. I did not.
She
Just want to be fair.
I didn't. What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead, Jared. Open the show.
Wow, this is gonna be good, guys. Today's show we preview the $1.25 million Runhappy Travers Stakes at Saratoga this weekend. Then we're gonna wrap our selections for the undercard races, of course, including the I'm gonna guess someone's gonna talk about the Store Dancer, a Grade 1 Breeders' Cup winner in Challenge Series event for the Longines Turf. We got 3 of those races, and we're gonna talk about all the undercard races. Probably a mixed bag between the 3 of us. So stay tuned. Let's go. Man, this is getting heated, guys.
It's getting heated.
You gotta stay tuned to see a fight.
The fight.
I got the fight. I think
The
it's gonna
fight.
happen.
I'm only fighting you if you keep the undershirt on. If you take the undershirt off, I'm not fighting you.
I'm not taking this undershirt off for shit.
I know. It's like
All right.
it's like your religion.
Want to talk about religion?
We can. We can do whatever you want.
All right.
No, I don't want to do that. You said it. I didn't.
Okay, kids.
All right, let's do it.
One. Saturday, race 12 at Saratoga, the Runhappy Travers Stakes, Grade 1, worth $1.25 million for 3-year-olds going 1.25 miles. On the main track, field of 7 lines up for this one. And listen, such a quality. He's 4-5. He's the Belmont winner. He's lost once in his life. He deserves to be 4-5. Challengers, Midnight Bourbon at 9-2, of course, ran a good race in the Haskell until he got the whole DQ situation with Hot Rod.
Mm-hmm.
So he's back. Keep me in mind, who gave Central Quality a little bit of a test last time out. Dynamic One, of course, who won the Curlin, the other 3-year-old race before the Jim Dandy. And then Masquerade, who kind of came into that race somewhat interesting at 8-1. But really, it's a wide field of horses that kind of done this and that. But bottom line, it's such a quality, and shouldn't be close.
He definitely seems like the best horse, right? I feel like this is a race where people are going to overanalyze and try to, get cued and go different directions. I don't see how you beat Essential Quality here. You look at Midnight Bourbon. That's a horse that we've proven over and over and over and over and over. Draw a line through the Haskell for sure. But guys, if this horse hadn't have stumbled and clipped heels in the Haskell, he was going to finish third. He was not going to be up around those horses, right? Keep me in mind. I think we know kind of what he is. It's a Dynamic One. I get if you kind of like him. Big jump from the Curlin to this spot for sure. Miles D got beat by like 4 lengths by Dynamic One. Masquerade. Listen, if anybody's going to beat Essential Quality, it was last time out. Masquerade wasn't even close. King Fury, give me a break. I mean, I think Essential Quality gets it done. I think people overanalyze this race. I think Essential Quality is way the horse to beat here.
Yeah, do you think it's going to be a matter of, like, people are going to look at this and be like, well, he's 4-5. Let's try to beat him. Like, instead of just saying, hey, like, he's so much better than the rest of this field. Ricky, where are you going with this one?
I mean, you guys kind of took all the big talking points. I really think it's a one-horse race if he runs his best race. We haven't seen him run a really bad race, to be quite honest. Even his Kentucky Derby, where he didn't win, he didn't run a bad race. I don't think anyone would sit here and say that. So you'd have to bet that he's going to run a bad race, and then you'd also have to bet on another horse running their best race. Doesn't sound like a good combination to me. I do think there are a few interesting horses to throw in underneath. One I'm keeping an eye on is Dynamic One. I know Aaron's talked about Miles D. That's the way you would play it. I think if you're going to play multi-race sequences, he's probably your clearest single. I actually think he might be a clearer single than Gamine, and we can get into that later. But yeah, Central Quality have to run like a C- race, I think, to get beat, and then someone else would have to run an A+.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, that's kind of where, not like you say, like you're gonna have to have a horse that steps up in a huge way that we haven't seen yet, and Essential Quality at the same time to run. And the other thing is, like, Brad Cox has been very adamant and very clearly saying, like, listen, he wasn't fully cranked for the Jim Dandy. This is where all along after the Belmont, we said we want him at the Travers. We want to get him at the Travers. We want him at his best at the Travers. He's at the Travers. He's at his best. So, I mean, supposedly he looks good. He's here. It's going to take, like, you're going to tell me that, Dynamic One, I just don't see it. I think he's a good underneath play. And if you want to get value, creative, if you want to play prices, if you just aren't going to play chalk, period, like, he's the one. I have him second. But I just don't think he can beat Essential Quality race.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Dynamic One, if he would have ran that Curlin race, but in the Jim Dandy, could he have beat Essential Quality? Yes or no?
Yes.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
You think he would have beaten?
You think he would have beaten Essential Quality? No. No.
Do you think he would have beat this Essential Quality, Dynamic One, if he was in the Jim Dandy?
Fuck no. No chance.
How's he going to beat him here? That's my point.
Yeah, no. Well, it was funny because you asked the question, would he have beaten him? I think it was a little confusing. Yeah, there's no.
I did ask a confusing question. I agree.
The way it was asked, I was like,
yeah, I know.
There's no fucking chance that the Dynamic One was going to beat that horse if he runs that race.
This guy never cusses in the Rocket Hour, and he cusses the blinkers off within a minute. I love it. That's great. I agree.
I'm sorry.
I agree. I don't think there's any chance.
This is one of the worst Travers races that I've seen on paper in quite a long time.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Essential Quality is, and like Michael Myers says, it's like you aren't out closing him. You're just not. And he's not. He may end up beating Dynamic One by a length. You know what I mean? Like, it may not be overly impressive. It may not be this massive, romp and not make like an arrogant type race. That's just not what he does. He finds a way to win, and if he's in range, he'll do it. And really, those only losses in Kentucky Derby where he had a wide trip and pretty much a decent excuse there. Listen, I did the distance. He's always like, I think he's going to be primed up. I think he's better than the Jim Dandy.
Well, let's say Kentucky Derby. Let's take that for example. Is there a horse as good or better than a juiced up Medina Spirit in this race?
Is who?
Medina Spirit. Is there a juiced up Medina Spirit there's a horse in this race that's better than a juiced up Medina? No. Is there a horse better than Mandaloon in this race?
I think you can make the case Midnight Bourbon might be right there.
Is there a horse? Okay, that's fair. Is there a horse better than Hot Rod Charlie in this race?
No, I think Midnight Bourbon's one step below that.
So you're telling me that Midnight Bourbon is probably the only threat then? Even Essential Quality lost. The only race he lost was the Kentucky Derby. He didn't run great in that race. The point I'm trying to make is, even if he doesn't run great here, is there a horse as good as the three that beat him in the Kentucky Derby? I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying.
That's medicated spirit to you.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There isn't a medicated spirit in this race.
That's good.
And so draw a line through him. Is there a Mandaloon? I think Mandaloon would win this race if Essential Quality wasn't in it. And I think Hot Rod Charlie would win this race if Essential Quality wasn't in it. You want to make a case for Midnight Bourbon? Midnight Bourbon was getting ready to get stomped by the two horses I just mentioned. I don't want to make a case for Midnight Bourbon. But I mean, you're saying Midnight Bourbon, maybe he can pull the upset. And I'm not like saying you're wrong, but at the same time, he's not as good as the two horses that barely finished. I know you like Essential Quality. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying these horses aren't as good as the horses that beat him in the one loss that he had. That's what I'm saying.
What about the three? Keep me in mind, a horse that really gave him all he wanted in the Jim Dandy, and of course ran back-to-back 97 buyers. The Ohio Derby finished third, finished second, of course, to Essential Quality and the Jim Dandy. This horse seems like Rosario is back to ride after riding him in the Jim Dandy. What do you take? Is like, okay, you had your chance in the Jim Dandy, didn't work, ain't gonna happen here.
You start with him.
Well, I think anytime Robertino Diodoro's training, you got to consider the horse. I mean, we saw Fort Peck won a race. He was like he should have been 1,000 to 1, but he won by 80 lengths. So I guess if you find some juice in some fields in Saratoga Springs, maybe he can. We'll use the word inject. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing. How does Keep Me in Mind lose? How did to last time out?
That's the problem, right?
He had everything. You couldn't dream up a better trip for essential quality for Keep Me in Mind. You couldn't dream one up.
Cut the corner and
literally
perfect trip.
The only so this is the only way that I think you could beat him if you Keep Me in Mind. And I'm gonna draw up literally I think a dream scenario.
Okay.
Mask Parade and Midnight Bourbon push themselves to a 23-2, 23-3. Essential Quality has to go 3, 4, 5 wide. The rail just opens up again because the difference here is that pace wasn't quite as existent in the Jim Dandy. Mm-hmm. You have to add some. Well, I don't want to use the word inject. You have to literally inject pace. No, I'm being serious. Like you have to make this faster. Yeah. That's the only way. And then because Essential Quality, I think the race actually being slower helped him out last time because that's a neutralizer. Like for a closer like Keep Me in Mind, you need something fast. Like that's how you draw it up for him. You know what I'm saying? And now we talked about this yesterday with that one horse that ended up winning, and now dinner's on me. Fantastic. But it's right? Like I said, is this horse going to get a 45-3? Like that's what you needed.
I'm really hungry, by the way.
And you're also pretty sober too. So, I think that's how.
First lie at the show.
Yeah, I think that's how Keep Me in Mind wins. You get
I am hungry.
Extremely fast fraction, quarter to the half, and then that same rail trip. Because we didn't have to see that pace quite as much in the Jim Dandy. It was a shorter field.
Well, number one, I am extremely hungry, and we're going to Sperry's later in a couple hours. So, listen, I've seen some people say, "Oh, Midnight Bourbon, it fits up well for him." How? Like, how's he gonna? He's not as good as Essential Quality. Dynamic One, it's like, you really think Dynamic One's gonna outkick Essential Quality? Because that's what's gonna happen. Because Dynamic One isn't as fast as Essential Quality early.
So let me pose a Dynamic One question. Outside of the maiden races, where first of all, he actually lost to some good horses in Wolfie's Dying to Ghost in Greatest Honor, and then he didn't run well in the Gulfstream one. But his 2 in 2020, those horses actually are decent.
Yeah, I agree.
Once he broke his maiden, where was his bad race outside the Kentucky Derby?
Well, he hasn't had one.
That's my point.
I agree.
That's my point. Yeah. All the other horses have bad races. That's where I'm making the case. And it's to finish second. It's not the case to win.
My point, and I know you agree with what I'm saying, but my point is Essential Quality's bad race will still beat his good race.
No, yeah, that's what I said. He has to run a C-, and then he has to run an A++.
Right.
To then make it a race, to be honest.
Yeah, really, all you got to do here, if you're Luis Saez, who, by the way, is dominating right now at Saratoga on the jockey standings.
Kind of.
Yeah. Double-digit lead. You just got to sit. I think you just sit off of the one, obviously Midnight Bourbon. He draws the rail. He's going to go. Sit off of him. Sit the pace. Let the other ones outside of you do what they want to do. But you sit off of the pace, and I think he can kind of choose when he wants to run him down. I just don't think, like, I'm with you. Like, Midnight Bourbon, he's a good horse. Like, I think he's like a solid horse. He's not such a quality level. And like you said, he's definitely not, I don't think, Hot Rod, that stratosphere. I mean, I think it's such a quality. It's Hot Rod.
What
Mandaloon, it's Midnight Bourbon.
Sorry about this. What would you do if Midnight Bourbon finished 5 lengths behind Essential Quality and Mandaloon and didn't clip heels? Because I think that's what was going to happen in Haskell.
You would be
what would you think right now?
He's cheap speed. And that's pretty much what you would think. And I still think that, to be clear.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think much of it. I think EQ is like a legit chance to win the Classic. So I'm not going to sit here and think that Keep Me in Mind could beat him here.
Yeah. Well, what's the definition of cheap speed? Because I think we get to I'm not questioning you. I'm just saying I think we get to a point where if he's 6 or 7 to 1, you have to consider if he's going to be on the lead. I'm not saying that maybe as a win candidate, but you just have to consider. Like if you maybe Mask Parade to other people is the speed, but I'm just saying if you're looking at this straight up, you have to get to a point. I don't know what the saying is. Again, I'm the youngest one here, but everyone's got a price. Is that what it's called? Or right, everyone has a price or something like that. You get to a point where you look at Midnight Bourbon at 9-2, maybe not, but then you start looking to a point where maybe he's 7-1, where he makes a little sense.
If he's 7-1,
but that's what I'm saying. Everyone has a price.
I don't think he'll be 7-1.
I don't think he's 50-1. I wouldn't bet him.
All right, at 50-1, I'll crawl to the track.
He just can't win these kind of races, though. That's the thing. No, I would.
But even look at the Preakness, where he had really every chance to win that one too, and Ron Bauer.
Got beat by Ron Bauer.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I thought he was a winner in the Preakness.
Sure, I did
stretch, like, oh, Halterman at it.
I was like, fuck yeah, I got it.
And
Ron
Bauer did. Yeah, so I mean, he just seems like that kind of horse. And someone posted it earlier. Like, they definitely seem like they've been very adamant to just run him and everything, and they just haven't really.
I think it's an Asmussen thing more than anything.
Well, but they haven't given him time to. I mean, shit. Look at this horse. He's running the. Okay, so this year he's running the Comp, Risen Star, Louisiana Derby, Kentucky Derby, Preakness, Haskell, and now he's here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's been running his ass off, and here he is again. Mind you, the horse went over in the Haskell, and yet here he is trying to do the Haskell, Travers. So,
but
go ahead.
There's something to be said though for him continuing to pick up checks, right? I mean, take the Haskell out of it because that's a DQ, fine. Outside of the Derby before that, he just finished. Yeah, Aaron's doing the Johnny Manziel money sign because it's true. He's second in earnings.
Yeah, but he's true.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, he keeps running and he doesn't win. We're looking at that from a fan and a betting perspective.
So,
if you're the connections, I completely understand why they're going to keep running the horse.
So can I say this real quick? Mike, Feldman said Midnight Bourbon is spent, might finish last. So here's the deal. A horse can never win a race, right? And then he falls last time out in the Haskell. We documented on this show for the last 4 or 5 years. The Haskell Travers double is really tough to do.
Impossible almost.
I'm almost with Nick. It's like, yeah.
You kind of feel like
he may run like shit in this race. Yeah.
Kind of like, well, it's Travers.
Yeah.
We got to run him.
But Aspen's going to run him if he's doing it.
Well, I was going to say to you just said it. There's either one of two ways that we're going here. Either we're doubting Asmussen, right? Because that's what if we're saying he's not going to be healthy, then that's what we're doing. Not we, the three of us, just in general. Or he's good enough to run. I mean, it is what it is. Maybe Asmussen's taking this old school mentality of, yeah, we're going to kind of run him a lot this year and then see what happens next year. Because I don't know what type of.
He's classy enough to hit the board. I don't think he can win. That's where I'm at. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he finished.
What do you
last.
think?
No. I'm with you there, but we're looking at a purse of $1.25 million. So if he were to run third, which he's shown he can do, I mean, are there any horses that were guaranteed or better than him? Anyone off the top of their head want to take a stab? Because I don't know if there is one that we know is better than him.
No, I mean, he can finish second. If he shows up with his best race, he can finish second.
Right, and that's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No,
so
I don't.
I understand why they continue to run him and he loses.
I agree.
I don't care.
I agree.
I mean, people we're looking at it from maybe a wagering perspective or a fan perspective. That's one way to look at it. At the end of the day, there's also money perspective, and you're going to bring home a couple $100,000 for running second. Well, I'm not going to be so mad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the horse. The horse hasn't won since back in January, and all the horse has done is, like you say, collected checks. Other than the 6th place in the Kentucky Derby, and mind you, he would have ran third, I guess, in the Haskell, which was $1 million race. So another check. Ended up finished obviously last because he unseated the jockey, but still, yeah, he is kind of just. But that as a win contender seems unlikely. Essential Quality. So obviously this isn't a Breeders' Cup winning in race for the Classic, but it might as well be. Essential Quality obviously has got that in his sights. I mean, does anything need to happen here for you in terms of like, okay, Essential Quality can beat Nixco. Essential Quality can beat whoever. Like if you're thinking like, well, 3-year-old, I don't know if they can he can handle the Nixco situation. Is there anything here that needs to happen that you would give you that confidence?
Well, I think the breaking news is a soul just died because Manu admitted that Ricky is right. So no, but no. As far as your question, honestly, just a win and move on. I really think that's what it is. I think it's a workmanlike win. I think he is better than Malathot, but at the same time, I think he's similar in the fact that he doesn't win impressively.
Oh, are we talking about? Yeah, well, he's more impressive than Malathot. As far as I'm concerned,
He is.
No joke. I can't wait. I think there were rumblings of Malathot running against the boys.
Oh, that's not going to happen. But there were people saying
there's enough tension. Not tension. There's enough momentum that it's like a real thing.
Yeah.
No joke. If there's a field of 10, I'm not sure she finishes better than 7. So no matter what happens
in the classic,
yeah,
I agree.
That's called another bet.
I hate her.
He agrees.
No, I hate her in the classic.
With me.
Oh yeah, I'll make that bet with you because
I don't even like her in the distaff.
She
So
won't
go
win the
ahead.
classic though.
No,
so.
no.
she won't.
I don't think she can win the distaff after the truth.
Right.
But
But see, and this is the problem with owners, connections, these types of things. I'm not going to get into the Malathot thing. Like essential quality clearly fits into a classic conversation. You don't have to make the case. If you have to make the case for a horse, then they don't belong. As far as I'm concerned, that's your true definition. If I have to point all the good things out, it should just come natural. Like essential quality, classic makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll ask you guys this because I don't need to keep harping on essential quality.
Sure, we're ready to hear it.
Well, it's not I'm not going to ask a Malathot question either. What's more likely to happen?
Okay.
Essential quality to win by a half a length or less, or essential quality to win by 4 lengths or more?
Half a length or less.
Yeah, I think so too. I just don't think he's the type of horse that wins by a big margin.
No.
I don't even have a rebuttal. I was just asking you guys.
I don't remember. I think it was the Jim Dandy show, and we were talking about like lengths.
Yeah, I asked you double-digit lengths,
and it just didn't seem like he's not that kind of horse.
Yeah.
He likes to get it done, and but I do think he's gonna. I think we're gonna see a big effort from him for sure.
Now, I'll say this: if he runs that Belmont effort here, he might win by 8.
If he runs what?
The Belmont effort.
Oh shit! Yeah,
he may win by 8.
So I'll take the 4 lengths or more.
Really? You think he's going to win by 4 or more? Wow.
Here's why. So here's the case I'm going to make. And I think you guys will appreciate this. First of all, there's going to be more speed between the Masquerade and the Idiot Midnight Bourbon. Okay, that's 1. 2, they have to establish themselves on the front end. Even if they don't push themselves to the 46-3 that I said, or whatever I said, 46-2, whatever, they're going to have to use enough energy to be 1-2, whether it's 1-2 or 2-1. That's the second point. The third point is the fact there are more horses in this race. They're going to all try to – we talked about the domestic spending thing. We talk about all these types of horses. Today we saw a horse on the front end. I believe the one horse in the second race, the 9-1 one, or the third race, they just went really, really slow. And it became –
Clear Vision?
Yeah, something like that on the turf.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be able to get away with these dawdling fractions. Essential quality shouldn't even have to go as wide as he will, because I think the horses will start to fall back. I say this horse wins by 4 lengths. I think when we look at whatever charts you want to pull up, I'll go 4 lengths or more. I'd be shocked if this race was close. Mind you, if Brad Cox isn't lying to us, this added distance should help now with freshening.
And to that point, the 1.5 miles helped. So I think the 1.25 miles should be fine.
So 4 lengths. I posed a double-digit length. For someone to win by double digits, we're talking about all-time best performances. Right. And I don't think Essential Quality ran an all-time best performance. He ran well enough to win. These two, I guess, whatever. We're on top of each other. They're watching a Del Mar race. So I guess I'll just keep talking about another Essential Quality point. He is arguably, I think he's destroying a really bad division. Right. I think this is going to help cement his case. Is he better than Authentic or Tis the Law? I was thinking about that on the way up here because I try to get a lot of phone calls, people I haven't spoken to. Yeah, I'm always on the bottom. Mark, you're right. I don't know why. I'm always on the bottom. It's just a disrespect thing. I want to ask you guys.
You're always on the bottom? Like you prefer bottom over the top or behind?
No, I'm not going to see. I'm going to be mature. I'm not going to entertain that question. Would he be better than Tis the Law or Authentic? I'm not so sure.
I think he's.
It's a fair question. I was asking, right?
I think
he's probably better.
I think he's in the ballpark of those two. I don't think he's better yet. No.
So you have to own one right now. But going into their 3-year-old years, you know what everyone's done to this point. Who would you rather own?
I would own going into 3-year-old years, I would own Essential Quality.
Yeah, I think obviously that was kind of thought that horse would be. I mean, he's had expectations and he's lived up to the expectations.
But I think that the point I'm trying to make, and again, I'm only carrying this on because you guys were watching the Del Mar race. But anyway, it's one of those things where, all right, I'm not going to entertain that comment either. It's just one of those things, right, where like 'tis the law.
That's true.
Is 'tis the law.
We're going to see Slim in a little bit, so be careful with that.
I think 'tis the law would going into his 3-year-old year wasn't
That's
as
true.
good. He wasn't as good as Essential Quality, but he did pretty well. I mean, he only lost to probably a juiced authentic. So
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Essential Quality.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying.
He's the pick, right? He's the pick.
Yeah, he's
Single?
the pick. He's the pick.
He's
Do you
single?
have him? You got him single?
I do.
Yeah.
If you wanted to single in that sequence, you're okay with singling Essential Quality there.
More than me, yeah, which I guess we'll get into.
That says a lot because
Sure.
Cammie's a pretty easy single as well. We're all on number 2, Essential Quality to win the Travers.
Glad we got that out of the way. Only took 30 minutes.
Hey, it's impressive that we were able to take 30 minutes to talk about a 7-horse field that there's a clear favorite. All right, so let's do some rapid fire here.
So we got
We got
19 minutes and we get it out of here. We can't be late.
Can't be late. Here, by the way, this is supposed to go up on the screen, so there you go.
There it is. There it is, guys.
That'll do rapid fire.
All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. Rapid fire, Ricky. Are you ready?
Does anyone know a good barber shop for Halterman before Saturday?
Just throwing out darts here. All right,
Good Lord.
3, 2,
This guy-
1. Typho Rapid Fire presented by the Inside Track to the 2021 Travers Stakes Wagering Guide. It's available right now at racingdudes.com on the premium page. Get the all-inclusive 17-page wagering guide to the 2021 Travers Stakes right now. Available for download right now. Includes, of course, the Travers, which we just talked about, as well as the other 6 stakes on the undercard, including the entire card. So you get everything you want on the entire card at racingdudes.com. If you're a premium subscriber, you get it for free. And oh, by the way, Halter and I have been working the last couple of days on how we're going to bet this card.
Yep.
And we've got our bets listed out exactly how we will be playing them at the track, because, of course, we will be there, how we're playing them. So bet along with us on the Travers Guide, racingdudes.com. Go to the premium page to get your hands on this bad boy. Of course. All right. Of course, it's a big race. We're going to do the rapid fire like we do. What do you want to start with?
I got wood.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, and I guess you want to go to that segment as well. All right, so let's kick things off with the So Excited I Get Wood Memorial Race of the Week. Ricky, what do you got wood about?
Well, I'm happy he got to pick the choice, and then I had to go with the first race. I'm actually excited to see the Ballerina because I want to see Bob Baffert lose a race with a horse like this. That would probably make my entire day if Gamine were to lose. I made the case before that I'm much more comfortable singling Essential Quality, even though like Gamine is a fair single. I think horses that she's beaten in the past, like Sconsin, Estilo Talentoso, I think I said that right. CC, I think some of these horses, well, maybe not CC's much, like I think Sconsin's like kind of in her form. And to me, the reason I made that case, and yeah, she did lose to Bells DeJuan last time out, but in the winning colors, she won, beat Rising Sea. I think this group is better than the Travers group, right? So if you're to go like this and say Essential Quality and Gamine are singles, what's the most likely single? I think the Travers group is much worse. That's why I think this is the race that if you wanted to really blow up Will Pays, this is the race to do it. Because Gamine's going to be what? If she's at 3 to 5, I think that's a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be.
I don't think she's going to lose. But I wouldn't be surprised if this was a little bit closer than what was the race that she barely won? Oh, was it the Derby City Distaff?
Derby City Distaff for Wisconsin, by the way, and Estelio or whatever.
Yeah.
They both ran 2-3.
Well, and that's my point, right? She beat whatever she beat in the Great Lady. I'm pretty sure those horses are horrible. I don't know if any of them have run back, but I'm assuming they're pretty bad. She had a tough time in the Derby City Distaff, and that was at this distance. So she's going to have to go 7 furlongs. We're going to see. I don't know how I'm going to want to play this yet. I would consider using her as a single and then using 2 more.
Mark says someone get Aaron a Red Bull and double shot of Jack.
Yeah, he's going to fall asleep.
He's struggling. You did ask me earlier was the chance there if he fell asleep on the podcast.
No, I didn't know Ricky was going to be on the show.
And right now, the podcast looks pretty.
No, I think the way to play it is use her as a single and then play another ticket without her.
Now, listen, I think, Nick, there's no chance the 5 can run with Gamine. If Irad wants to do the 5, that's fine, but he's going to ruin her chance to win the race. No one can run with Gamine early on, but I do agree if she doesn't win, it blows up. Now, I asked Haltern this earlier, and I want, Ricky, your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen? Because obviously she should win. She's very, very talented. Baffert at Saratoga. Obviously, he was suspended from Saratoga, but the judge ruling changed things. But if she wins, are there boos?
No, I don't think so. Well, I
think there are.
Well, I don't know the answer to this question. Is he going to be here?
No, he won't be here.
Okay, so then I don't think there are boos. We need a cup of water for you. I don't think so. And by the way, if we're looking at her stats, her biggest impediment is this distance. I think she's only won at this distance once. So I'm not saying she's gonna lose, but that's definitely. I mean, why would there be boos if he's not here? That's why I asked that question.
Honestly, I think it's just a matter of like, okay, if she comes and wins and it's easy, then some people are gonna be like, well, it's not a legit win. I played against her. It's Val Baffert. Fuck him. Even though he's not here. Now, granted, it's not fair to boo the horse. Horse, she doesn't care. But still, I do think there will be boos. That'll be interesting to see. Haltzman, do you have any input?
I will boo her if she wins this race, big time.
Okay, well that's.
Well, what has the horse done to you?
Everything. So my so excited I may get Wood Memorial has me jerking it. I think your answer, if your answer to this question is not the Alan Jerkins, then I think you've answered it wrong. Because you've got Jackie's Warrior who looked like he may be just the monster. But you got Life is Good who looked like he may have been a monster. But he's not with Pletcher. He's not with Baffert. Was it the Baffert juice? Was this horse great? I don't know. You also have Following Sea, who looked pretty good going 1 turn for Pletcher as well after the Baffert juice. This is a crazy race. I think listen, the Allen's Jerkins has me jerking
it. Yeah, you sent me that last night. I thought that's awesome. No, I can. This is a race for me too. When I was going through this race, literally, I had to stop. I took a break. So I was like, damn, that race is insane. Because here's the thing about Life is Good. He was not so long ago was like, oh, yeah, that horse could win the Triple Crown.
I'll boo him, too, if he wins.
Well, that is one interesting for sure. We saw what's the C? Suddenly C? No. Following C. The horse that came from Baffert to Pletcher. The horse ran huge. Of course, ran in the Haskell. Distance was not his thing, but we saw obviously he could transition from Baffert to Pletcher. I don't know. To me, I think Life is Good is gonna be awful tough. I think Pletcher's the best trainer to ever live. I really do. I love Todd Pletcher. I think he's the best trainer.
What do you think of Todd Pletcher?
I like him. I don't know if he's the best. I haven't really thought about the question. So if I were to disagree, I would be like,
I'll still boo him because of who his trainer was last time out.
But I
do like Todd Pletcher.
But that's not.
I like
fair,
Todd Pletcher.
Though. That's not fair.
Listen, life isn't fair.
Meanwhile, there was a comment in here. I want to ask you guys: Is he a single?
No.
I think you'd have to be nuts to single him. Sorry.
I think Jackie's Warrior looks so. Here's the deal: Life is Good looks so good way back when. Jackie's Warrior looks so good last time out, like 3.5 weeks ago. That's my thing. I think Jackie's Warrior, obviously has the recency and has the form that was like, holy shit, that Amsterdam was strong. But Life is Good obviously is a little bit of a freak as well. So that's what makes it intriguing.
I think you can make a case to single Life is Good.
Will you boo Life is Good if he wins?
No, I will not.
Will you boo Gamine if she wins?
No.
I thank you for being consistent.
Grow some balls.
No, you can't boo one and not the other. Well,
Okay.
I'm booing them both.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're just a salty old
Win
guy.
or lose, I'm booing both
Mind
of them.
you, all our bets need to go through these horses. So that's going to be the funny part about
Money is nothing. You got to have your integrity.
it. Yeah, you have your
How
integrity right now. That is for damn sure.
It's all about
Right.
integrity.
You give me all your money, and I'll give you all my integrity.
Oh,
I don't
man.
have to give you shit
All
because
right.
you're buying dinner tonight.
All right, let's
Yeah.
move on to the lock that shit up pick of the weekend. Of course, it is a very chalky Saturday, so that you can kind of come up with some options here. What'd you go with, Ricky?
I went with Essential Quality. I just think he's not only the best horse in training. If he's what we think is a legitimate classic contender, I think it's really between him and Nick's Go at this point. I think he's the only other horse I could think of that I would want is Nick's Go or Domestic Spending. Obviously, they're not running, so I think it's Essential Quality. I'll just leave it at that. We already talked about it.
Yep.
You know what? I'm with Ricky. I think it's Essential Quality. I just think a lot of people are going to try to make more of it because of the Travers. It's a big race. It's a Graveyard Champions. This, and this. I think Essential Quality eats in this race. He's my strongest opinion. I could say Latruska here if I didn't want to repeat that we're talking about the Travers again. But if I'm giving my honest to God opinion, I think Essential Quality is the lock that shit up pick of the week.
Some of these comments here. So you're gonna boo a horse for something they have no control over.
Yeah,
You need to grow up.
I am Gavin
said.
Henry, and
Yeah.
fuck you. I'm not gonna grow up.
Whoa, shit.
All right, I just want to
Tell me to grow up.
I just want to make one
I agree,
point.
Gavin. That is
Gavin-
uncalled for to boo a horse that has no control.
I will
no,
boo.
Mark says,
the
Jared,
shit
Aaron,
out
you
of
got the Travers. Yeah, he has no idea what we're doing here. That's the key.
Speaking of football,
Yeah,
UCLA and Hawaii and Illinois and Nebraska on Saturday.
Hey, racing these sports.
I just want to bring up one point.
Can I interrupt you real quick? Sorry, Gavin. I didn't really mean fuck you in general, like towards you, just in general.
All right,
I meant
well,
Go ahead.
All right, yeah, that was great. Curse at him and then apologize. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
No shit.
Michael thought it was funny.
This is why you're gonna boo the horse. Mind you, the horse has no idea what's going on. It's because you're just an old salty man. Now, Jared and I are happy. We're excited. You're just a grumpy old man. That's the problem here.
You are the oldest one here.
Yeah, shake it off. Get excited about the day, and you won't feel the need to boo, or you won't be falling asleep in your seat. Also, this is incredible.
Notice I only fall asleep.
No
when
one
he
asked what
talks.
mine was, but mine, even though I would agree, Essential Quality, I would go Gamine. I think she's going to win. I don't necessarily see that race being close, but
The 7 furlongs. I'm being serious. The 7 furlongs doesn't concern you. She's only won once at that distance.
That's
no,
fair.
I think it's fair.
No, it's a real point. I'm not being stupid. I'm genuinely asking a question.
I don't think she's just that much better.
Okay.
And I don't think Bobby's going to ship her here, even with all the shit he's got going.
But that's a fair point, though, right? Because what if his juice is only C- quality, not A+, because he's afraid that he might get caught with the A+. I think there are a lot of question marks with her. The whole Naira thing, the whole New York thing, the whole Baffert thing is horses here have sucked to this point. Now it's been very, very few. The 7 furlongs, not good at all for her. Clearly, maybe she's just more talented. But
You need to grow up, Ricky.
no, I'm making good points. You're the one drooling on yourself.
I don't know about the 7 furlongs for her because she's 3 for 3 at the distance. So
What? No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at something different. No, it's 7.
At 7 furlongs, Gamine has never lost. So
Is that good?
that's pretty good.
No, wait. What distance?
And she's also 1 for 1 at Saratoga, where she won the test by about $1 million.
I was looking at another horse. I apologize.
And you know what?
So
I was
Hey,
looking at another horse.
if she goes 4 for 4, Gavin Henry, I'm gonna boo the shit out of her.
wow.
You're just a salty old man.
Okay. Anyways, this is getting off the rails a little bit. Let's do the Making It Rain long shot pick of the weekend. Now this is tricky because this card is rather chalky.
It is.
So you got to come up with something. I know where you're going, but Ricky, I don't know where you're going.
I didn't know where I was going. I don't know why I'm first in all these things.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Well, listen, I think it's very, very, very tough to find a horse to kind of listen. It's so shocking. Like my dad picked all favorites, and it's like we laughed on the way here, but it's like shit. The favorites could win every race, right? I think you have to kind of get creative. I went doubly blessed at 15-1 in the forego. And here's why. You may go, well, God, what is he thinking? Well, look at this. Mischievous Alex, I mean, that trainer, I don't think right now could win if he had Secretariat. Whitmore has been absolutely awful. Lexitonian, I don't want any part of him at like 4-1 that he's going to be here. Mind Control kind of makes you want to vomit if you pick him to win. Chance It sucks. Yalpon, I'm not 100% convinced. And Frenzy Fire, I mean, I think you might win a race before he does here. That's why I thought, you know what, 15-1 makes sense. Doubly Blessed is coming out of a longer races, cutting back in distance. There looks to be some pace in here. Maybe he closes in. I realize, hey, this is a class jump. I realize, I don't know about this horse, but it's Mike Maker. It's Luis Saez. It's 15-1. And he's up against a bunch of horses that just don't really like to win. So I'm going to go 15-1 doubly blessed as my Making It Rain Tate long shot of the week.
That's good.
Go back to sleep.
Now I will grow up now. Hold on. In front of your eyes, I will grow up, Gavin.
Harvey's Little Goyle is one that I know you like a little bit. I like Royal
I
Flag
like
a little
that horse.
bit in the personal instant if Truska can't get it done. We won't give out any more picks. But no, I think this is a horse. It's funny. I kind of talked. I never had the. I have Yalpon on top. I like Doubly Blessed quite a bit. I kind of talked Hallsprint into that horse, and then he picked him on top. So I think I talked him into it a little too much. If I had to go, because he went with that one, even though it's not super, like, it's definitely not a huge price. Gufo, I think, can upset the Sword Dancer. I think he's due. 3-1, I thought was way too low of a morning line. Hopefully we get a little bit better than that.
Can I jump in real quick? I think he'll be 9-2.
I think he'll be
because
higher.
I think Japan will get bad, and I think Tribune will get bad.
I think he's third. I think he's third. Like goes off third price. You know, like I think it's Trubin, Japan, Gufo. I think is what it should be because Gufo. I mean, he's been kind of knocking on the door, but he hasn't won. Obviously, Japan coming in is going to take money for Aiden. I think Gufo is due. He likes Saratoga. I think he likes assistance. So Gufo for me, he can help. You know, key on some tickets whenever a lot of people will be keying a Chad Brown, keying Aiden. Maybe you can key on a Gufo. Ricky, do you have any other comments on the?
Yeah, no, I was going to give my pick.
Okay, go ahead.
I think Platinum.
Great idea.
You good?
Yeah.
I think Platinum Painter in the Boston Spa is interesting.
I agree.
Do you want to tell them for me
Nope.
then? Or okay, I'm just checking. I think this is.
Go ahead, Syracuse.
Whoa.
I think this is a walk the dog type of race, and no one needs to come on here and hear me talk about Jose Lascano on the turf again because I try to bring that up every show. This just kind of it's not even Platinum Painter as much. It's more about the other prices in here, the other horses, and I could kind of make a bad case against all of them. I'll go in order. High Opinion won an allowance race by half a length. Is that going to be good enough? Tamahir hasn't won in a long time. Viadera hasn't won since last year. I mean, there are just a lot of cases to be made. New York Girl hasn't won since I was in college. California Queen just lost last time out in the Matchmaker at Monmouth Park. So if you're going to be on the lead like Platinum Painter will, I think if you get that 10-1 morning line, it's slowly going to go down as the race progresses in my book. I think that's a horse to just keep an eye on, and maybe that one unlocks an early pick 5, pick 4 ticket.
I don't hate that. I have that horse used in the pick 4s and pick 5s because of what you said. I think that loose on the lead horse, California Queen, not great.
I'm sorry, she sucks. They all suck. This race sucks.
I don't think she sucks, but I don't think she's great.
Nate, I'll give you outside of Platinum Painter, you have 5 horses to pick from. Which one could you legitimately be confident in to win? And forget about the price of the morning line odds. There's not one. I just said High Opinion won an allowance race by a half a length. And then lost an allowance race before that. Hadn't won in forever before finally winning. Tamahir, what was it? Okay, she hasn't won since the Sands Point, and she beat Speak to Me of Summer that day, and she was 5-2. Viadera hasn't won since the Matriarch. That was a nice race. Then she didn't come back well in a much worse stakes on paper to Regal Glory. Didn't finish on the board there. New York Girl, again, I think I was in middle school when she won. And California Queen we just talked about. So how could I be, if you're not confident in any of them, that opens the door for a long shot.
I agree. No argument.
I think that I kind of like the 3 here.
Well, here's the deal about the 3. The 3, the last time she came off a layoff, she didn't run very well, and then she came back to win. So I think if you don't want to play the 5, the 3 makes the most sense.
That's fair.
But it's fair to try to take a shot against considering.
I agree with both.
And she does have a win here. She did win the Della Rose last year, so it's not like she's bad. But if I'm gonna get a 10-1 morning line versus an 8-5 on Viadera, I'll gladly take that if that's the actual price I'm gonna get. I was in middle school 2 years ago. I mean, everyone can't have it both ways. Then I'm just young. That's fine. Then I'm a mature young adult. You can't have everyone can't have it every way.
Hey,
well,
Gavin has weighed in. He says, I'm watching, bro. Just don't understand horses. I have claimed horses that when I get them there in such horrible condition, I wonder how the previous owners like racing. You praise good horses, bash B.O.B. Any idea?
Well, I think that comment was for you.
Yeah,
no, but any idea what he's saying?
Okay, so
I think he's saying don't hate the horses, hate Bob Baffert.
So I'll put this up, Gavin. And the answer is yes. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing that clears things up.
So okay, how about this, Gavin? We'll meet in the middle. I will not boo Life is Good. I will boo Gamine. How about that?
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's a fair.
Because Life is Good has a different trainer and a trainer that we all respect. So I will go if Life is Good wins. If Gamine wins, I will boo.
Okay, but so this is I want to ask a legitimate question.
Okay.
I think this applies to life as well. If for example, someone you don't have to give any names, you meet someone your age, but their father went to jail for money laundering, and the kid who might be your age, not a kid, young adult, does something, or his kid wins a big game or something, the kid's praised, you're not going to boo the kid just because the grandfather might have done something, right? Just because you don't like the grandfather and he was a complete criminal, whatever it is, money laundering. It's like, you're not going to boo the horse. The horse has no idea what's going on. I think that's the point he's trying to make.
Gavin says it sounds fair. I didn't pay attention to anything after he said that, so it's good.
No, I didn't know.
We're all good.
I didn't know he said that.
Good, Gavin.
It's been a very salty show. Usually our Blinkers Off shows are
by the way,
upbeat,
Gavin, take it tongue-in-cheek a little bit on the show, right? We're not 100%.
Halter needs food in his stomach, I think, right now.
That's fair, Gavin. Yeah, that's fair. No hate between me and you. No doubt.
Dave wants to know if this is an actual true life story.
No, it's not a true life story. I just made it up on the spot.
Ricky's grandpa was in trouble for money laundering.
Correct.
And now Ricky,
correct.
We don't want to judge Ricky for what his family history is about.
Accurate.
And so now it's more about how do we handle talking to him without thinking he's a money launderer.
Accurate. All accurate. Yeah. All accurate.
So that's really
we've uncovered the truth today. And that's what's important. Gavin, really what's important is we uncover the truth.
We're truth seekers here.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm going to cheer Gamine. Gavin, you've talked me into it. It's
Gavin,
not the horse's fault.
Let me tell you something, Gavin.
No, he talked me into it.
I know.
I'm being
you
sincere.
You didn't talk into shit.
I'm being sincere.
Your ass will be cheering for him or her so fucking loud.
Yes. He talked me into it. I wasn't going to. He did. No, he did.
That's the biggest load of shit I've ever.
Wow, Gavin, see, this is what I have to work with. This is why I'm angry all the time. Because they call me liar and I'm not.
Okay. Be honest, it's why you're angry. It's because your team can't win a college football playoff game.
Whoa.
That's why.
This just took a totally right.
He went to Syracuse, just saying.
All right. That's okay. That's gonna put a wrap on the old rapid fire, I think.
Yep, let's do it.
Don't lie to everyone.
Wow, this is.
I didn't lie. You went to Syracuse.
No. I'm saying don't lie. That's why you're mad because your team can't win.
No, that's absolutely not why I'm mad.
Okay, guys. 3, 2, 1. We check us out. That's okay. You guys, I'm anybody.
He's so hateful.
Hey, listen, guys. If anyone's in Saratoga at 8:30 outside of Sperry's, these two are gonna fight. Okay, that's gonna happen. I'll make sure it happens. If you're in town,
I am not booing him. Listen, I'm cheering for him.
You know what? I lost more respect because someone changed your opinion in less than an hour. At least stick to your guns.
Yeah,
I lost respect when you ditched us for a girl today.
No,
so there's
you
that.
should gain my respect. You should absolutely gain it.
I had to take an Uber for $60 from Albany to here.
That was the best.
While this idiot was like ditched us. So there's that.
It wasn't. If you guys listened to the Rocket Hour yesterday, I didn't say to air. I told Aaron off air.
Let's talk more about what happened today, Ricky.
Whoa! We're not getting into personal stuff.
Look at this, Mark. I agree, Mark. And by the way, I've drank.
He's been very professional.
I've drank almost as much as this guy.
Well, what is that? So what does that say? Either your tolerance is high or his isn't. It's a disparaging comment or an impressive
Please tell me more about myself, Ricky. Come on. Tell me
asking-
more about myself that I don't know about.
I'm asking Jared the question. Is it a
Okay,
negative against
tell me,
you
yeah.
or is it a
Confident, because there's no point in me being on the show. All you guys do is fight.
Agree, David. I don't give one. You know what?
Okay.
About this.
Whatever, guys. Go to the website racedudes.com. Is Slim coming here?
Slim is on his way.
Yeah, we're gonna get off there as quick as we can. So sorry, Slim, you're not gonna. Borat's not gonna catch the end of this. By the way, if you are gonna be at Saratoga on Saturday for Travers Day, Slim will be doing his punishment for the loser's outfit.
Can I be serious for a second?
What?
And Gavin, you and I have been, honest to God, don't take anything I say. We've been having fun, right? But I do think shut the fuck up. I do think it'll be interesting to see what happens if Gamine wins the race. I personally will not boo. Gavin, honestly, I will not. But Ricky says there's going to be cheers. I don't know. I think there might be boos. For real.
Wait, can I bring up one point? Not about your point. I think there's going to be so many people that show up on Travers Day that don't know a lot of the facts. Not the Bob Baffert
That's
thing,
possible.
just a lot of the facts. Like they go to, they're there for the Travers and the whole card. I'm saying they're going to root every horse that wins. That's my ultimate point.
He might be right. How about this? If she wins, we'll record it, put it on Twitter, and see. But we will not partake in any cheer or boo either way. How about that?
You speak for yourself because I'm going to cheer every horse that wins.
That's fine. I will not. Either way, I'll just hold the camera and be quiet.
But
because I think it is an interesting point.
In my defense, I cheer every horse that wins.
To be perfectly 100% honest, I've watched a ton of races with you. I've never heard you cheer or boo ever. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Like I'm happy the horse won for the connections.
I've never, ever, ever heard him say a word after a race. So go ahead.
Okay.
Wait, he left. Where are you going?
Well, we have a guest.
Oh, Slim.
There's a guest.
Slim's gonna come. Come on, Slim.
This.
Sit right here. Sit right here.
We need you on the show right now.
It's nice. It's nice. He say Todd Pletcher, greatest trainer of all time. I say Boo Baffert, greatest trainer of all time. May Boo Baffert drink the blood of every man, woman, and children in Saratoga. Gamine.
Did you practice that on the way up here?
Jared, I actually texted a family member of mine and said, give me Judy the Booty's number. I've texted her. We'll see if she comes out. If she does, we'll take a photo. So, okay. How you doing?
Judy the Booty love me. Judy the Booty love me. Borat Kappa is here to give you rapid fire pick for Trevor Card.
Well, Borat, what do you have?
Borat, what is your thoughts on Bob? You said you love him.
Bull Barefoot win ballerina. Gomine Virgin's nice. Sexy time. Sexy time for Gomine. Gomine Virgin.
All right.
No, I'm out. You guys.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up,
Yeah, I'm
Borat.
out.
Thank you for coming in. We're gonna go to Sperry's. Hey, listen, Ricky's paying for Sperry's tonight. What do you think about that?
That's not.
Ricky Rocket, I like. Ricky Rocket. Young boy. Barat Kappa love. Love pics.
All right, I'm removing myself so I can get ready.
All right, you want me to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right.
Ricky Rocket gonna pick up on women at the bar.
Well, let's not get carried away, Borat.
They like the rocket.
They like the red rocket, you think?
Nice.
All right, guys, that's it for Blinkers Off today. We had a lot of fun, or did we? Did we have a lot of fun, Borat? You had fun?
I like Jackie Warrior.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be right back here tomorrow with the Rocket Hour, right?
Oh yeah, 11.
Yes, at 11 o'clock we'll do the Rocket Hour. We've got Slim. Slim's gonna be.
Barat Kappa will be at Travers.
That's right. Borat
Nice.
Kappa will be at the.
Hello? Nice. Much success, everybody on that Travis dance. Nice. Barat Kappa will be at Travis drinking White Claws. If you see Barat Kappa drinking White Claws Blackberry, nice. See you at Travis.
All right, we're off, guys. We're going to Sperry's. If you're going to be in town tonight at Saratoga, let us know. We'll hang out. If not, we'll see you at the track on Friday or Saturday. Let us know. We'll be at the Paddock Bar. I'll be everywhere. Look for Borat. Look for Jared. Look for me. Don't look for Ricky. He'll bore you. All right. See you guys next week for Blinkers Off. Make sure to check out Ricky's Rockets tomorrow. We'll see you later. Good luck. If